I can't deal with that now.
Okay, here's a look at fantastic model FM-02 Margh, which is Fans Toys version of a masterpiece scaled Ultra Magnus. So here you could see I disassembled him already, and the accessories. So let's now go over all the accessories. So first, let's take a look at the nice booklet, because the first page, they do give you a contents of all the accessories, except it's missing that alternate chest piece. So here you could see everything that you get. And the really long transformation where, it depends on how you're transforming this, from Ultra Magnus to his alt mode, or from Ultra Magnus to, the individual robot mode, and then from this to the alt mode, or from this to the combined mode. So there's multiple ways of knowing how to transform this. But anyways, that's a look at the instructions. And then my favorite, the bio card, which is, the nice plastic, but done in that credit card shape, which makes it really hard to read the bio here unless you zoom in and pause and read what all of that says. So that's a look at the card. Nice to add that to my collection. And then let's just bring out all the accessories here. So first, here is his nice handgun, which is painted in that nice lavender color with the little green accent, nicely sculpted. And there is a little issue here, and I'm going to point out a lot of issues throughout this video series for this figure. And one of them is trying to get this handle out is really hard, but I already loosened it. So I'm just letting you know, most likely you're going to have to maybe use X-Transbot's screw, Phillips screwdriver, and unscrew that so that this makes it easier to rotate. So here's already one issue. And then there's minor issues with just the way this attaches. But that's a look at the gun. Really nice. And then you could take a look at his blue battle axe. This is actually cool. Kind of fits, orange for Optimus, blue for Ultra Magnus. But there is issues here. Fans Toys did not do a good job tolerancing this tabbing, because it doesn't stay in very well. It goes in and it's slowly creeping out, and then it just falls off. So I'll show that off in a little bit. And then let's see, they did give you this alternate head from the IDW. Yeah, this is nicely sculpted. I'm not a fan of IDW and stuff, but I do appreciate the nice sculpt, and it just simply slides in. So that's a look at this. This is done pretty nice. And then let's see, you do get the alternate chest pieces, which it didn't really show you in the instructions on the content page, but this is nice. And for me, I'm having trouble deciding which one to use, because I actually like the transparent red, but this is actually the Toon version, because he doesn't have that reflection windows up there. But this is nice. You have this option. And then, okay, so I'm going to point out all the issues. So here, you could see I already assembled this. They gave you alternate face plates, which you could see. These are actually really cool. But the really downside is they're on these runners that you have to take off. And the eyes are also on runners that you have to take off. And assemble these together. So basically you're doing the work that assembly people do, but the cost of this figure was not lowered for us doing the work. So just pointing out another issue there. And you know, the eyes do correspond with specific faces. And just letting you know, can't see it now, but these are numbered. So each one of these are numbered, and each one of the eyes are numbered. So you do need to match them up. And then it is a little hard getting them together, but you could see it tabs in on the top and a little bit in the middle. So yeah, there is some assembly required that they're saving cost on, because they didn't lower the price for making us do the work. But you do get these alternate faceplates. And then last accessory, we do get the nice shoulder rocket launchers. And I say nice because look at the nice transparent, not transparent, the metallic red, and the way it's sculpted. You know, they really tried to keep this simple to be more like the Tune style. And you'll see more of that when I do the comparisons with the Takata and X-Trans bots. And just pointing out the way they assembled this, tabs in, but you could see it's locked. So these do not rotate up and down. And for me, I think that's good, because you don't want Ultra Magnus, these to be rotating up and down. You want them to be stuck facing forward. So I don't know if that's why they did it, but it functions that way. Once you put it in, it doesn't rotate. So that's a look at all the accessories. And now let's take a closer look at the figure, and I'll go over the individual parts much more in detail, because yeah, transformation, you need to be very careful, and you need to know a lot of things, because there are issues, like I said, with this, you know, the tolerance of like the paint, you know, where some areas it helps, but then other areas it causes problems because it's too tight, and then it's hard manipulating it. And that's my other complaint with Fans Toys. You know, I know what they're doing now. They're using the paint to really solve a lot of the certain problems to save money, but the paint also creates other problems. So like I said, I'll point them out throughout the review when I go over this. But first, let's just take a look at Ultra Magnus here. Let's first come up, take a closer look at that head sculpt. So this is what we're going to get with the Optimus Prime. So just in short, this is a nicely, you know, sculpted figure, nicely proportioned. It does have little issues here and there. So first, let's compare this with the original G1. So let me first get these parts out of the way so we can get a better comparison. And here you could see the original G1. Let's see if we can get a good view of both of these together. See what they look like. And I did kind of customize this, so he does have the nice transparent blue windows. And that's one of the things with Fans Toys style. You could see it looks black, but if you come up close, it's actually these nice transparent blue windows, which is kind of hard to see because, you know, like I said, they Fans Toys style, they do kind of go dark on the their figures. But anyways, here you could see the comparison with the G1. I was never really a fan of the white Optimus. But you know, in that episode 2 of Return of Optimus Prime, where, you know, they painted him with, I forgot what it is, some protection thing from that spores. Yeah, he was all white, so I can kind of pretend this is from that scene where Optimus Prime was all white. Yeah, so this is a look at that. And then, since we are looking at Optimus, now let's do some comparisons. So here is the Magic Square Optimus Prime and the official Takara Tomy official. And maybe that's good that's happening, because this is one of the issues with Takara Tomy. They didn't do a good job with the tolerance of the gun. It doesn't stay in. So I'll just take that off for now, because I wanted to point something out. But here, since we are going to get an Optimus Prime of this, I thought maybe this would be good to kind of see what this looks like, the comparison between all of these three. So here we have the official Fantastic model, aka Fans Toys, and Magic Square, which they always do a nice job capturing the toon aesthetics much cleaner, but functionally it doesn't work very well. The tolerance, you have to be careful. And Takara, unfortunately, this one, they didn't really design it all that well, but it does have the nice quality plastic, paint finish, and yeah, I'm actually looking forward to Fantastic Models version of Optimus Prime. The only thing, I'm just hoping that they will make some changes, that they won't paint this that gold color. I hope they will keep it this nice, you know, yellow orange paint, and I hope they don't give us paint this area red. But anyways, I just thought I'd show you the comparisons, and I'm glad that's happening, because, you know, I want to make sure I point out a lot of the issues. And here's one of the issues. The way they designed this, I mean, if you see, it's like he's on floppers. So you could see how, you know, it's falling, because you don't really have much stability on the back. There's no heels, because he's on slippers. So yeah, I'm glad that happened, because I am going to try to point out a lot of things, issues with the figure, because I think it's important to know. So when you do manipulate the figure to transform it, you're being careful, like you need to prevent any potential breakage, which, you know, I will point out. But let's see if there's a way to kind of get him stabilized, put him flat, then press down on the feet, and that should kind of help stabilize him a little bit. But like I said, these are on floppers, and I don't know if, yeah, it's on a pin here too. These feet things, I don't know if these are on screws or a pin, but I'm just pointing out the part, that the hinge that moves, because it's not really stable. That's why it keeps falling backwards, unless you lean him forward, and then just kind of adjust the pose. But anyways, there's a look at some comparisons. And then let's just go ahead and take a closer look at his chest since we're here, because this way I think it's a little bit easier to get to. But you know, he has the matrix, so it's probably good to come to the sides where there's a little groove here where the window goes in. That helps to open it up. And then you could see the matrix chamber, and then you simply open this up. But yeah, throughout this figure, I think you are going to need a spudger. But here you could see the matrix. So let's go ahead and take this out. Yeah, I wanted to do some comparisons with the Takata and X-Trans bots. And this is, for some reason, it's a little hard getting out here, but it tends to come out when it's in alt mode for some reason. But basically, I'm trying to give you a closer look at this. Let's, because it's having such a hard time coming out, let's just close it up. I'll show it maybe later with the comparisons with the Takata. So anyways, here's a look at the figure. And in terms of all the articulation and stuff, let's get a closer look at it. Gosh, he keeps falling over. So let's come up here to his head, and you could see the articulation. It's on a universal, so it goes up, it goes down, just that much. You can rotate side to side, but no confused dog look. Shoulders, you could hear the nice squeak from the paint, which I think, yeah, there is a little bit of ratchet also, I think. So there's a nice friction, but then I think I do hear ratchet. So I think this one has both. So you do get great amount of articulation going out, and then friction going forward and back. And then his biceps, look at that. You do get nice ratchet for the biceps, and the elbow joint, it does go up just 90 degrees. And then the hand. So I do like the way Fans Toys does their hands. So you could see they're nicely sculpted, and you could see the pins. So you do get multiple joints for the digits, and the thumb is on a ball joint, unlike X-Trans bots. It's not stuck like this. You can rotate it out, you can rotate it down, and the thumb has individual articulation for the last digit there. So yeah, Fans Toys does always a great job on the hands, unlike X-Trans bots. Let's see, you do get, look at that, nice clickety ratchet for waist rotation, and you do get a nice ratcheted ab crunch, but yeah, it doesn't clean up too well here. But you could see the slider. That's because it's designed for the transformation. And then you do get these hip skirts. They can go forward, out on the sides, and on the back. But unlike Magic Square's Masterpiece, Swindle, and Brawl, you could see this one, you can lift up and down without any issues with the hips on a nice ratchet and friction going out. This is always surprising to me. I don't know how they are able to get this to... See, this is what I'm telling you, that friction from the paint, this is where it helps. But, you know, throughout the review, when I go more detailed in the transformation, you'll see where the paint actually causes some major issues and potential damage to your figure if you're not aware of it. But yeah, look at that. That holds up really well. And then you do get a nice thigh rotation. And let's bring this up. And you do get a nice knee joint. I think, yeah, you do get a double jointed knee. And some people were complaining about this. I actually like the look of this because, you know, it looks more like a joint, like it should be. So you know, you shouldn't see that when legs up, but you know, when you're bending, you should see the joint. So that's why I think I'm okay with that. And then all the way down here to the feet, you could see it is on a rocker going out to the side. And then you can get a little bit of up and down because this is on a slider. Yeah, so yeah, I already pointed out this is not designed very well, these flippers, because I mean just look at it. You could see the front here, but there's nothing back here, and it's just trying to hold by extending this piece all the way to the back. That's not sufficient enough to stabilize the back. That's why you see he keeps toppling over. But anyways, that's a look at the articulation. And then let's just go over some of the accessories here. So his axe. And here I'm going to point out the issue. So first of all, fold up his hand into a little ball. And just letting you know, this is part of the transformation. So his hand, you want to rotate it out. And then it is a little hard opening this up. So what I like to do is I like to open this and then push this, put my finger in there to push this open up here, which then makes this part easier to bring down. So it's like a series of steps just to fold this in and then fold this back, and then fold that back, and then fold that back. And then you could see the little peg. I mean, I think they designed it well, you could see. But again, the tolerance is an issue here. So hopefully this will show up. So once you put this in, you could see it doesn't stay. Yeah, and as I say that, all of a sudden it's doing it better than before. Well, nope, there it is. You see, all I did was just manipulate the arm a little bit, and it just popped right off. So this is an issue here, and I think Brandon from the Chosen Prime already pointed that out. But here I'm just giving you a better look. It's just they didn't do a good job of fixing the tolerance here. So just like Brandon said, you probably want to get this in the pose you want first and then tab this in. So yeah, but once you do, you could see this is pretty cool. Doesn't capture any scenes from the cartoon or anything like that, but it is kind of cool. You could just kind of take the time to play around with it and enjoy it. That's kind of cool. So thought I'd show you that. And here's a look at the gun. So here you could see this one is for Ultra Magnus. This handle right here. And yeah, I'll show you later when it's combined. It kind of holds up like this, exposing this piece here instead of like here, where you can kind of clamp it this way, but then it doesn't stay, and then this bottom part's showing. But what's cool is this gun, you could flip it upside down and pull down here, and there is a handle for this white Ultra Magnus. So you just open it up, you find the tab and the slot, you line it up, and yeah, tab it in. But see, again, this is where the tolerance of Fans Toys tabbing system causes an issue sometimes in other areas, like for like the biceps joint and stuff works. But here, yeah, you see this is kind of hard to get this tabbed in because it's so tight. But once you get it in there, then you can wrap the fingers around. And here's another issue. See these fingers, the tolerance, they're so tight. Trying to close it actually causes the ball joint on that wrist to go in. So yeah, it's a little hard to work with. But you see, as long as you know it and are aware of it, you kind of know how to work around it. So I'm actually grabbing the handle and his forearm and then just rotating the fingers to get around it. But yeah, now you could see what Ultra Magnus looks like with this gun. I think this is cool. I mean, I don't intend to have it in this mode, but I do want to appreciate it, so I'm just taking some time to, you know, look at him with the gun. I think it's kind of cool. And I actually took the matrix out. So here, now we can get a closer look at the matrix. First of all, you could see this is die cast, and you could see it has that nice silver chrome and the gold, and you get the nice transparent blue matrix in there. I think that's done really well. And then you can't see the details of it, but you could see the little points on the two sides of the handle, but they're not on the bottom. And then you could see the two circular things on the side. So they did a really nice job sculpting this. And I didn't do the comparison yet, but compared to X-Transbot's plastic version, this just blows that away. I'm just saying, you know, pointing out the difference in comparison. And so we could put it back. Like I said, you need a spudger. Well, actually that worked. Kind of pushing on the top to lift that open. And then you just can put this back in here. And I'm pointing out again that for some reason, like I was telling you, it stays in here. But then when you're transferring it to alt mode, for some reason in this position, like it's always coming out. So I don't get that. But I just pointing that out because I actually think when you transform it to alt mode, you might consider maybe taking the matrix out, because sometimes that falls out. There's other things I want to point out, like the headlights and how I fix that. But yeah, so here's a look at the white Ultra Magnus. And actually, this is not bad. Okay, to keep my videos shorter, I'm going to do the transformation for this into alt mode in the next video in this series for the review for Ultra Magnus.
To be continued.
Autobots, prepare to board the shuttles. This new menace is more dangerous than all the Decepticons put together. Somehow we must destroy it before it devours Cybertron.
But what about my dad? He's on the moon between that monster planet and Cybertron.
Daniel, we'll do everything we can for Spike.
And what are we gonna do when we get there? If that thing crunches moons, it'll make short work of us.
Maybe the Matrix can stop it.
You're right, it can.
What do you know about it, lad?
I just got this feeling.
Look!